So good morning. My name's Kim, for those of you that are here for the first time, and I'm one of the pastors with Joel, and it's great to be here. This is just so much fun, bit rowdy, but it's awesome. And you guys may have noticed a star just up here, and now that is to remind us of when the three wise men were directed to Jesus. So that's what that's all about. And how good would it be if God was to give us a star? Every time we thought we've got to go in a certain direction, there would be a bright star that took us to where we needed to be in life's journey. And I remember a time when I had first got my driver's license, and I had to go from Rockdale into the city to the Centrepoint Tower. So that's now called Sydney Tower. And it was, and I think it still is in Sydney, the tallest building in Sydney. So you could see it from a long way off. And this was in a time before Google Maps, before Navmans, back in the street directory days. Does anyone remember that? The good old days, except good luck in remembering how to work that out these days. But the problem was that I didn't have my street directory that day. But I thought, I can see the Centrepoint Tower, so I will just follow it in. So I just took every road that sort of led me in that direction. But the problem was that I just kept losing sight of it as buildings got in the way. And so the closer I got, the more I couldn't see it, but I would see glimpses of the tower, and I eventually was able to get there. And the only reason that I got to the destination was because something was leading me in that direction, just like the star with the wise men. Now, talking of stars, I want to ask you, who are your favourite stars? Or who do you think is the biggest star? Ronaldo? Yeah, who else? We've got a Jesus down here. Good answer. Who? The sun. Who else? Some big stars. Taylor Swift. I knew you would pull through, Liberty. I know she's your fave. Come on, we're talking rock stars. Who's the greatest rock star? Bono. We've got a Bono. We've got lots of stars. What about Stu? Come on, you told me one last night. Michael Hutchence was the last rock star. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. We've all got opinions on who is the greatest star. Apparently, some of the biggest stars out there are Cristiano Ronaldo. Yep, that's the biggest star, and he has over 442 million followers on social media. The others are Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, then there's Selena Gomez. Now, apparently, she is known to be one of the world's most influential people in 2022. And how did she get this recognition? Some of you are going, who is she? Well, apparently because she simply has the least negative comments on social media and the most positive posts. That's how she got that title for this year. Now, some of these stars are fabulous. Some are questionable, and some have lots of sponsors getting them up there. If you have a look, there's lots of advertising, but some of them are great. But the question is for each of us, what star are we following and where is it leading? Now, it's awesome to have role models, isn't it? And people that have authenticity and integrity. And if you're a Christian, it's also great to have role models who live with wisdom and have gone before us, and that is part of discipleship. But if it's them that we are following, lifting them into star category, then there is significant danger of them letting us down. And in my life, I can get distracted and lose sight of where I'm heading. And this can lead to a life of comparison and merely watching on instead of really living. Following that star, I'd love to be distracting me from where God is taking me and who God created me to be. Now, who's like me? In following these stars, sometimes I've been known to save recipes and makeup tips on social media in the hope of looking younger with my makeup tips and cooking that perfectly decorated cupcake. Anyone a cupcake decorating saver? No, I'm the only one. Awesome. Great, I've disclosed that. But I continue the same old makeup routine and don't even ask about the cupcake attempt. But what I'm saying is that we need to ask ourselves, what star are we following and where is it leading? And we're about to watch a very creative and unrehearsed nativity play, and I can't wait, guys. I can't wait to see you. And we will hear about the 3 wise people who followed the star, taking them to where exactly they needed to be, which was to Jesus. And the journey was long, and in fact, historians say that the distance they travelled was from about the edge of Sydney right up to the Gold Coast. And they would have gone by camel and by foot, and they would have had to trust that they were going in the right direction. And it says in Matthew 2:9-10, the wise men listened to the king, referring to King Herod, and then went on their way to Bethlehem. And now the star, which they had seen in the east, went in front of them as they travelled until at last it shone immediately above the place where the little child lay, exactly to where Jesus was. And it says, the sight of the star filled them with indescribable joy. And I bet it did. But I do wonder about the wise men and their journey. What would have happened if they had got distracted or started following another cluster of stars? They may have been erased from history and never made it to the foot of Jesus. Who are we following and where is it leading? And Jesus says in John 14:6, I am the way, the truth and the life. No one can come to the Father except through me. Putting aside distraction and following the star that leads to Jesus will lead us to the Saviour of the world. And he is the only one who can restore and heal lives. The one that gives us hope, joy, and is worthy of praise. So as we are about to enjoy the fun, creativity, and danger of the unrehearsed play, and the very real story of Jesus coming into the world for you and for me, I encourage you to ask yourselves, what star am I following and where is it leading? So please welcome them now.